If it feels like the world is full of noise and hard stories today, you are not alone. This is 10 Better Minutes, a chance to pause quietly and hear a few recent stories that offer a steadier view without ignoring the challenges around us. Here, the everyday progress and care that often go unspoken get a little more attention. Today, we will listen to a marine biologist sharing what she has learned about sea turtles during nesting season, and then look at how communities are finding new ways to care for their animals and neighbors. But first, let us begin with a story about a quiet act of generosity that is still making a difference many years later. When Ann Scheiber left $22 million to fund a scholarship, she did something quietly brave and practical. The Ann Scheiber Scholarship supports students from Stern College for Women who are accepted into YU's Albert Einstein College of Medicine, choosing recipients based on financial need and demonstrated leadership potential. And you can almost hear what that means in the real lives of the women heading into medical school. In 2007, recipients described the award as a genuine relief, not just a check on paper. Shulamit Roditi Kulak shared the dream of pursuing medicine without the weight of loans following her around. Yelena Kozarovsky, a biology major from an immigrant background, talked about the long, purposeful work she already did, including volunteering at the Beth Israel Hospital Cancer Research Laboratory. What makes this scholarship feel different is the direction it points people toward. It is not only about getting into medicine, it is about helping humanity and reducing pain and suffering once they're there. Awards can cover up to full tuition for 4 years, starting with the distribution in the 2002 to 2003 school year, and continuing as a steady bridge. You know that feeling when a door opens just enough for you to walk through with your whole self intact. For these women, that door is financial breathing room paired with a clearer path, and that trust in people, the kind that invests in service, is what lingers long after the story ends. If you have ever watched a pet wait by the bowl, you know care is practical. It is also the kind of care that sometimes needs a little extra support from the people who run a city. The story starts with New York City officials taking a careful, everyday problem seriously and planning for it in a concrete way. On June 30th, the Mamdani administration and the New York City Council announced the launch of the city's first ever pet food pantry pilot program, with funding set to be included in the 2027 fiscal budget. The pilot will receive $750,000, enough to move from a good idea to an actual place where help is available. This program is designed to meet families where they are. When people need assistance affording groceries, they shouldn't have to choose between feeding themselves and feeding their pets. The pantry support is also built to work alongside what already exists, including existing food pantries and pet clinics, so the help does not land in isolation. It is a steady, practical kind of optimism. Someone does not just say, "We care." They plan, fund, and coordinate. And when a city does that, it sends a simple message that belonging is for everyone, including the animals who share our homes. Have you ever watched something go wrong and somehow turn into something sweet, shared, and real for someone you have never met? Nick Wilkins expected his birthday cake, but a delivery driver arrived with a different kind of surprise, a custom gender reveal cake meant for Sam and Melissa. Instead of sending it back, Nick did something simple and open-hearted. He went live on TikTok, cut into the cake, and walked viewers through the colors hidden inside. Blue would mean a boy, pink would mean a girl, and for twins, the design was supposed to turn yellow. When Nick opened it, the cake revealed yellow, and there were 2 baby shakers inside, pointing to twin boys. He posted the video, and almost immediately the internet started connecting dots. It did not take long for the clip to travel, eventually gathering nearly 20 million views. People who found the cake clues began searching for the real parents-to-be, and their efforts led to Sam and Melissa being identified. A few days later, Melissa confirmed the news herself on Nick's YouTube page. She agreed Nick could be their step-uncle, and she even shared that she and her husband, Samuel Sampson, already have a 4-year-old. What I love about this is how quickly strangers can become teammates. A mix-up turned into a moment of trust, laughter, and welcome. And it reminded me that sometimes good news finds you through other people. On a day that sounds playful at first, strangers around the world decided to turn joy into something very real. And it is a reminder that community spirit can travel farther than any single city. Skinny Dip Day 2026 brought naturist teams together, along with backyard fundraisers, all with one shared purpose: supporting obstetric fistula surgeries through the Fistula Foundation. In Boulder City, for example, a new host gathered 10 people on the afternoon of the 11th, under temperatures around 110 degrees, co-hosted with the Las Vegas Bears, and raised more than $250 on the spot. Across the effort, 32 teams and 263 supporters helped push the total past a $15,000 goal, ending at over $18,000. Team Planet Nude placed first and raised $3,495, enough, they said, to fund 5 complete surgeries with a good start on a 6th. They also shared that one surgery cost $624 and that the initiative has now raised more than $61,000 over its history, funding almost 100 surgeries. What stays with me is how a simple collective day became a practical path to hope. When people show up together, even in unexpected ways, they can make room for healing that reaches beyond the moment. Have you ever wondered what sea turtles are really doing when the night feels busy and full of myths, especially around the moon? Today, we are listening to a marine biologist bring those questions down to earth, or rather, down to the sand. Marine biologist Catherine Saylor, who serves as the Southeast representative for Defenders of Wildlife, answers what happens during nesting season in clear, practical detail. Sea turtle nests, she explains, take about 60 days to incubate on average, and even though people often connect hatch timing to particular moon phases, hatchlings can emerge during any moon phase. What matters is the overall guidance of light. Brightness from the moon can influence how hatchlings begin their journey, and artificial beach lighting can interfere with that careful move toward the sea. She also shares a sense of scale that helps misconceptions loosen. For green sea turtles, estimates suggest about 3.6 clutches per season, with around 110 eggs per nest. That can mean roughly between 2,172 and 6,930 eggs across a season. Still, the first 48 hours are a steep beginning, and many hatchlings later spend their early years adrift in open ocean currents often called the lost years. The hopeful twist is that conservation progress is real. In October of 2026, green sea turtles were announced no longer endangered after global nesting numbers rose by 28% over 5 decades. Yet Saylor reminds us the story does not end there. Even when a species improves, it can remain threatened and still legally protected, which is exactly why informed, responsible policies matter. As always, I have a grounded little tip to help you reset your mind and feel more at home in the world. Let's talk about how to practice kindness without turning it into a headline. Because kindness does not need an audience to count. Here is the simple shift. The next time you want to help, try doing it quietly, not in a secretive way, just in a steady human way. If you notice someone is caring too much, take a moment and help before you think about how you will be perceived. If a friend looks worn out, send a thoughtful message that does not come with an expectation attached. You can also look for small kindnesses that do not announce themselves. Let someone have the last word, then offer a calm response. Pick up the stray things someone else would have to deal with later. Compliment the effort, not the performance. Do the favor, then let it disappear from your memory like a well-used coat you are glad you had. When you stop chasing recognition, kindness becomes lighter. It does not inflate your ego or drain your energy. It just makes the day better for you and for them. Try it today. One quiet act. No performance. Just care. Well, friends, we made it to the end of this episode, and I am grateful you spent a few minutes with me today. If nothing else, I hope it leaves you with a steadier feeling, the quiet truth that people keep showing up with decency, kindness, and care, even when the headlines crowd everything else out. If you would like more 10 Better Minutes to come back to, please follow or subscribe, and new episodes are posted every day. And if you have a good news story link or a local positive moment you think more people should know about, leave it in the comments. I truly love seeing what you share. This is Ian Rhodes with 10 Better Minutes. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow